Shelley picks up her dribble. Has to heave. Just Shelley, are you kidding me? Venom getting Holmes involved. Plenty here. Takes contact.
It would be too, and that's a good team.
Oh my God. Spare thought for Geelong. Second overtime loss in a matter of days.
It is an all-regional battle on a Friday night. Bendigo and Geelong in Ballarat as Country Victoria lights up to start round 8 in the WNBL. These two teams, of course, Bendigo inside the top 2, Geelong are knocking on the door of the top 4 as we check in thanks to Minor Hotels. Izzy Vorlace has been in outstanding form and she will be a handful to stop tonight. We have 2 of the leading MVP contenders in the competition on the floor this evening. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Damon Lowry with you in commentary. Megan Hustwaite is courtside. We'll check in with Megan very shortly. But Damon, it's very nice to have hoops in Ballarat.
Ballarat, yeah. That's my old stomping grounds, as you know. So shout out to all the people at Ballarat basketball. I won't name you. You know who you are. Thank you for hosting.
And of course, Beck, there's so much to like about this contest. Namely, it's sort of the Vorlace and Holmes battle. The 2 MVP front-runners, they go head-to-head tonight.
We can't wait to see talent exactly like that. Matchups of Holmes versus Griffin, point guards McConnell versus Hill. It's going to be a game down to the wire. Yeah, there's going to be so much young talent out there. One who really impressed last round for the Spirit was Liv Pollard. Stepped into that starting lineup, did some really good things. She caught up with Megan a little while ago.
Well, Liv, you've stepped into the starting 5 and stepped up in place of Mariana Tolo. Can you tell us a bit about the confidence you've got right now?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling really confident. I think a lot of the confidence comes from my teammates and my coaches who instill a lot of confidence in me. And then just, knowing when the time comes, the opportunity's there, just take it with 2 hands and,
Mackenzie Holmes had a 30-piece last time you met. Is it Team D that will try and nullify her tonight?
Yeah, I think definitely it's a team effort. Playing to our scout. We've done a lot of prep, so we're feeling good. So, hopefully we can stick to plan, work together and, stop it.
Look forward to seeing you out there. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Talented young player, of course, first season in the WNBL. Shot the ball really, really well last week, did Liv Pollard, and adds another dynamic to that Bendigo team. For Geelong, well, good news for them is that Shyla Heal is in the starting lineup after playing 2 games. She is completing the hat-trick tonight. She looks ready and raring to go, and she spoke to Megan a little while ago.
Well, Shyla, you've had a terrific comeback to the WNBL from injury this season, and I hear you've got some good news for us ahead of tonight's game.
Yes, I'm finally off minute restrictions. I've had my first full week of training with the team, so I'm feeling a bit better heading into this one.
Well, you've been looking great. Is it just a matter of building up, I guess, the minutes and the confidence and getting that belief back in your body?
Definitely. I mean, it's been a fair while since I've had reps and scrimmage, so it's nice to finally have 9 days to have scrimmage with the team and also create some chemistry with my teammates too.
Well, there's a great matchup looming tonight between yourself and Izzy Vorlace. It's been a few years since you played against each other in a game. What are you expecting from her in the matchup?
She's been killing it. I think it's going to be a team effort tonight. But we have a couple of people matching up on her, so it's going to be tough, but I think just crowding, making sure she has no space to do what she does, I think that's going to be key for us.
Thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing you in action.
Thank you.
It's going to be good fun to see Shyla Hill back out there tonight. Of course, star-studded both of these 2 teams. We are in Ballarat, and when you head into Country Victoria, you want some local knowledge just to show you around and make things happen and ensure that you've got the best of what's on offer. And we thought we'd go right to the top with a Ballarat product in Megan Hustwaite. Megan, good evening to you.
Good evening, guys. It's warm in Ballarat, can you believe it? And it is a home game for Bendigo's Abby Werung, the reigning 6th Woman of the Year. She lives on the family farm with 36 animals, just half an hour from here. And she's a medal-winning opal from Ballarat, alongside some great company in Robin, Ma, Alison Cook and Gina Stevens. But the basketballers have always been rock stars here in Ballarat, none more so than in 1996 when Damon Lowry and his Ballarat Miners visited my primary school. It was bigger than when the Beatles came to town. Looking forward to tonight.
It's going to be good fun, Megs. No doubt some tales recounted throughout the course of the evening. There are our 2 starting lineups. Notably, Shyla Heal back in there for Geelong, which is a big boost to them, Beck.
It is, and now she's off those restricted minutes. She's already made a massive impact with a couple of games back. cannot wait to see what she brings. She's an elite caliber player, and she's really matured her game, and now she's going to be adding this leadership. Can't wait to see what her and Holmes can do in those pick and rolls.
It's been a little bit of a reshuffle for Kennedy Kerryama in the last little while, Damon. Of course, Mariana Tolo going out of the team, Casey Samuels going out of the team, and now Bendigo's depth really starts to get tested.
Yeah, it's compromised at the moment, but as they say, next woman up. No excuses. So right now, Olivia Pollard is definitely relished the opportunity to get more playing time, as well as Kelsey Reeves, who I thought was rock solid last game with 8 points and 5 rebounds.
Of course, a couple of new faces for Geelong as well. We know that injuries have hit them pretty hard this year. Noah Lisa Pearley and Gemma Potter having had undergone surgery recently. So we send our very best to Gemma in her recovery. But a couple of new faces. So Ashley Arlen signs with them tonight. She'll be out there in the number 8. And Georgia Woolley in the number 3, the Brisbane product, having signed during the week. So a little bit of shuffling for both of these teams. They met back in round 2. It was Bendigo who got the job done on that occasion in Bendigo. And the Spirit are ready, and they're just waiting for the Venom to join them. About to get going, Friday night hoops in the WNBL. Round 8. Bianca Vernon, Jackie Dover, Sam Vagiva, our referees this evening. Kelsey Griffin's just holding court there for a moment. Beck, as players, what do you talk about when you've got a little stoppage like this?
Sometimes you might be doing a bit of smack talk. I'm sure that's what Damon Lowry would have done at his time back in Ballarat. But otherwise, you're focusing in on your game. You're locked in. I don't want to be giving away my attitude, how I'm feeling. I want to be locked in, ready to go. So my opponent is terrified.
Annette, it was physical. It was tough earlier in the season. Hopefully we get a little bit more of that tonight. Liv Pollard's get set to check back in. Obviously, a little bit of an administration issue for the Spirit. So Kelsey Reese, it is who gets the start for them this evening. McConnell immediately into her stuff, off to Wareham. And the 24-second shot clock out of the violation. It's not the ideal start, not the optimal start for Bendigo.
No, that wasn't a set they drew up, and I can see there's a good job already, Geelong first possession, just reading the scout, paying attention to it, because the first play was for Isabel Borlase to come off that staggered double out of the corner back, and they just top blocked it and couldn't get the ball to her, and then they struggled.
Of course, here at Selkirk Stadium, the old Minor Dome just across the road, where basketball in Ballarat really came to the fore over such a long time, and a couple of years Bendigo have taken home games here, as well as Terrelgan recently. They played up in Mildura as Heel hands it off to Sharp, and that's a very nice start for the Venom.
And Sharp coming off a great game from the three-point line against the Adelaide Lightning. She shot 3 from 4 three-pointers, just over 45% from the field. So that has got to be a good start for the Venom.
Take a look at the Amy replay early in the piece. Alex Sharp's been shooting it well of recent times. And I like to see that. It was low scoring, 62-55 when they met back in round 2. I was at that game, and it was more of a rugby match than a basketball game. It was a real fight between these two teams, and that was when Izzy Borlase really started to get going, as she has here.
Nice little deceleration, a slow-footed move from Izzy Borlase. They're going to have their work cut out, like you said earlier, Beck. They got to show her a wall. She's got to see a lot of bodies, or she'll just get into the key and create havoc.
Continues to improve her craft. Does Izzy Borlase with moves like that? Speaking of, Mackenzie Holmes got plenty of that.
She's so good. She plays at her own speed. No one can change whether she has to go fast, slow. It's all her. But as we see Borlase just miss that layup, they really will have to get more than one person at her on the defensive end.
The two MVP frontrunners tonight in Holmes and Borlase going head-to-head. Griffin now guarding Holmes down low. Kicks it out to Sharp. Both teams shot the ball really poorly back in that round 2 matchup, and turnovers came back to potentially bite Bendigo. What a just escape with that win earlier in the season. 7-2, they've won their past 4 of the Spirit. Geelong 3-6, having lost their past 2. They haven't played since last Wednesday of the Venom. 5 on the shot clock here. Pollard jacks one up. No good.
And this is a very small Geelong starting 5 with Returno and Hill out there, as well as Jazz Shelley. And I see, too, Beck, that it's Jazz Shelley that's going to Isabel Borlase. Are you happy with that matchup?
I am. Returno as well as Hill are too small for Isabel Borlase. She's just so strong. And Jazz Shelley, she's leading the league in steals right now with 2.5 a game. So I really like this matchup. And Jazz Shelley, I don't think her defense has actually been spoken about enough so far this season. Something I feel she's really elevated in her game. But as we see here, Mackenzie Holmes, she's just so steady from that elbow jump shot.
24 points a game this season on 57% shooting for Holmes. Griffin sees the window open and just walks through and says, I'll help myself to 2, thank you, with one more.
The vet, the KG vet, Kelsey Griffin in season number 14. That's the career of 2 normal basketball players.
Especially for an import in this league. I mean, what she has done over such a long period of time is truly remarkable. Burst onto the scene in the first of those 2 Bendigo championship teams, and been a fixture ever since. Heel coming through the lane, can't finish. Griffin is off and running. Classic KG move to push the tempo. Borlase gets it, drives baseline, cross-court pass, McConnell, 3-ball, ties us at 7.
And that's who needed to get off to a good start, Megan McConnell. Last couple of games been very quiet, hasn't troubled the scores all that much. Good to see her being extremely confident.
And that was after she found herself in some really good form, Damon, as Shelley drives to the hoop, draws the foul on Pollard. I mean, she had been shooting the ball really well, had her best scoring performance of the season, and then the last couple following that had just been a little bit off.
And we've all been there, haven't we, Beck? A confidence thing. Some games you can feel like you can just throw the ball anywhere and it'll go in. In other games, sometimes your confidence takes a bit of a hit, but you still got to back yourself.
And you got to know as well, if you've just had 2 games where you've scored over 20 points, 4 or so assists, you're now getting highly scouted. So things are going to be easier. You can't always go to your first option, but that's what makes a good to a great player is, okay, when you have to go to your second, third option, can you still create and do what you do?
Turnover off the inbound pass.
Jazz Shelley being a nuisance on defense, as you said earlier, Beck. Let's start talking about our defense more often, people.
There's Heel on the take. McConnell walled up nicely. Heel almost pinched it back. It's under 4 minutes gone in this opening frame. Geelong lead by 2 points. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry, and Megan Hustwaite's courtside.
Kelsey Griffin onto the bench now for Bendigo and into an ice vest. Damon, could you ever imagine a basketballer in Ballarat wearing an ice vest? It's like a Twilight Zone here right now.
I froze my testicles off playing in Ballarat in the wintertime, Megan. Back when they didn't have heat in the stadium.
Holmes goes in and gets that to fall. We'll go to the line to add the bonus. And Mackenzie Holmes, who's been a fixture at the free throw line already this season, again making a nice finish and earns the add 1 opportunity. What a pickup she's been for this Geelong team. She's got 6 points in the early going here. Of course, the WNBL season is on fire, bigger crowds, more fans watching than ever before. Don't miss your chance to get in on the action. Scan the QR code on screen or visit WNBL.com.au for tickets and all the info you need for the rest of the season. Great, affordable, family fun. The WNBL, if it's in your part of the world or you're travelling over the break, is Borlase with a very nice finish inside.
Beck, they got to do something with this matchup. I know it's only early. She's only got the 4 points, only 5 minutes played. But when she gets around her basket, she's got the size and strength over everybody on the floor on the perimeter. I would have thought Alex Sharp might have went to her, but they need to be ready to send a double.
2 of 3 to start is Borlase, as Mackenzie Holmes is going to get to the free throw line again.
Even someone of the likes of Alyssa Brett, as you see, ball ace just bully balls, backs down, great footwork to get that up and under. Brett can come off the bench. She is a little bit taller. She has that size. Is that someone that you can run at her just for a couple of minutes and you're going physicality? You're going out there for 2 minutes. You're going to make her life hell, and then you can come off to the bench and, you know, we can get the offense going at the other end. But or you have to double team her.
Or just put Sharp on her. Let Alex Sharp have a go.
And I guess Liv Pollard, she hasn't really been doing a whole lot of back to the basket moves. So do you try that with Jazz Shelley and see?
Connell all the way through. Tough finish inside. And she will go to the line to try to add one more. And again, tie us up at 12.
That was a great hesitation dribble just to stand up the defender for that slight second to get to the rim. And she's someone as well who I think now with Tolo out really has to step up on both ends of the floor. She's been doing a great job pressuring the ball up floor on defense, but offense, she needs to be consistent, getting minimum 15 points for me in order for Bendigo to keep getting these wins. And she's found some rhythm, which has been great, but she needs to stay consistent with it now.
So opportunities at the line for McConnell after the miss, so 13 to 12. Bendigo leading this one in the early stages, just under halfway gone in this opening term. Friday night hoops in Ballarat, first leg of a double-header tonight. Perth and Southside to come from out west a little bit later this evening. These two teams both back in action on Sunday. Bendigo away to Southside. Geelong hosting Canberra. Holmes underneath.
Okay, we got problems, Beck. We got problems on both ends of the floor. And like Kelsey Reeves, this is like, normally she wouldn't be playing out here right now, but we can't keep bringing up the fact that Mariana Tolo is no longer on the team, as Kelsey Griffin subs in right now for Liv Pollard.
Second foul on Pollard.
2 on Pollard. So Kelsey Reeves has to play longer minutes, but you can't expect her to play one-on-one against Mackenzie Holmes, the leading scorer in the league. You got to be ready to help. And I'm not saying double team her back straight away, but as soon as that ball hits the floor, that's when you send a double. And let's see how good of a passer she is out of it.
And that's what makes it hard with the Venom as well, because you have the likes of Rotuno and Shelley who can make those threes, but make them earn it. Keep going to that till they make one. Then you can change.
There you go, quickly up the floor. Ball ace tries to get the acrobatic finish to go. Holmes will pull down the rebound. 9 in the early going for Mackenzie Holmes. McConnell's got 7 on the other end for Bendigo. Geelong by 1.
Got to help her out.
Little face up. Got Reese up in the air. Gets the reverse. That is pretty.
It's too easy. It's pretty easy right now for Mackenzie Holmes. She's on her way to 40, Beck, if they don't change something.
I would put Griffin on her, personally, for right now. Griffin has that experience as well, and you saw when they were going one-on-one in the post, she actually made Holmes pass the ball out.
Or we just leave it as is and we get a Mackenzie Holmes 40-piece. I mean, I'm here for that.
She did just hit 30, Megan said.
I am here for that. And that's a turnover on the offensive end on that occasion. Rotuno not being able to corral the pass. Alyssa Brett does come into the game, coming off a great performance last time out for her, 22 and 3, 6 of 7 from downtown. And here's that move again from Mackenzie Holmes.
It's just, and this isn't a shot at Kelsey Reeves, it's just not her defensive strength out there on the perimeter like that. And if I'm Kelsey Reeves, I want to try to make her play some defense on the other end by getting some deep post catches, see if I can get her some foul trouble.
Griffin now back out there. Reese will get a look at the 3-ball from outside.
Or put the 3-ball in her face, Kels. Give her the 3 business.
A little bit of Kelsey to Kelsey connection on the 3. 16 apiece. Clinch Hoycart into the game now for Geelong. Shelley, Heel, Brett out there, and Holmes. Holmes now gets the catch. Ball lays on the baseline, spinning back to the middle. Mackenzie Holmes is just having her way with this Bendigo defense.
That was giving vintage Dirk, and I love to see it. She is just so classy with her post moves.
Ball ace now. That is wide left. That was nowhere near it from Izzy Ball ace. Shelley can't connect with Brett. Griffin dives on the loose ball. Gets mobbed, tosses it up. Ball ace out and running. Couple of Geelong defenders ahead of her. Just burrows their way inside, flips it off the glass, gets it to go. And again, ties us at 18.
Isabel Borlée is just showing total disrespect and disdain for the defense in transition. We saw this coming a mile away. Mackenzie was like, she's not going to go through my chest, is she? Oh, yep, yes, she is. Easy deuce.
A powerhouse she is. 13 for Holmes. Borlée sits down in the game now. She's off to a really good start. Here's the Bendigo start. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry, Megan Hustwaite with you. Friday night hoops from Ballarat, Bendigo and Geelong. Spirit fans thought Holmes went up and down with it.
She did.
Answers were not, well, their prayers were not answered as Griffin bombs one from outside.
KG 23 for 3. Love to see it. And this, for me, is the difference between Geelong and Bendigo, is the expertise and the leadership from Griffin. Otherwise, they're both quite young. But when you have a leader who knows how to win, who needs to get the shot and hit big shots when you need her to, for me, that could be the reason why the Spirit win today.
She inherited that ability from Christy Harrower back in the day, who was that player for so long for Bendigo. Now it's been Kelsey Griffin for the better part of the last 15 years. Holmes outside, 3 on the shot clock. Spinning her way back toward the middle, called for a walk.
Now, here's the thing, Becky, I'll see if you saw the same thing I saw. She's isolated right now, and at least Brett just brought her girl over and got in the play and got in the way. So this is the hot hand. And I know you want to probably run some offense, but the offense right now is named Mackenzie Holmes. That is the offense. Let's not get too cute and make it equal opportunity right now.
Well, she scored 13 of your 18, doing it at a high clip as Griffin forces her way inside. Makes it a 5-point Bendigo lead. Minute and a half remaining in this opening term. Shelley wants to pull it out. One of a few players who's played her NBL 1 ball here over the journey. Of course, Meg's told us about Abby Warung, who's now guarding Shelley. Tosses it inside. The lob inside for Holmes. Can't finish the first time, nor the second. Bendigo up 5, looking to close out the quarter strong. Warung inside, Reese, not the first time, gathers it up and puts it in.
Great job by Kelsey Reese, just running the middle of the floor. Got a nice seal, got a nice pass, easy deuce.
Young South Australian duo showing so much promise for Bendigo. As Shelley scoots up the other end of the floor, and that's an easy 2. Cuts back into that game high lead of 7 for the Spirit. On their adopted home floor this evening, as foul is there on the rip-through from Griffin. And of course, over the course of history, Damon, as you well know, these two cities, not particularly friendly, Bendigo and Ballarat.
I would go so far as to say there's some gut hate.
I would say the gut hate goes back to, we're talking like Gold Rush 1850s gut hate here as well. Who had more gold? Where should I start my mine and all that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
It is deep-seated, the rivalry between Bendigo and Ballarat. The Spirit looking at home in enemy territory, so to speak, so far tonight. 5 points remaining. 5 points the margin, I should say, with 10 seconds remaining. Geelong will have the last look here in this opening quarter. Shelley kicks it to the corner, Ratuno. And now Holmes for 3. They've done everything else in this opening frame. Couldn't add the 3 ball there. And Bendigo off to a hot start in Ballarat. It's the Spirit who lead by 5, 25-20 at quarter time.
WNBL t-shirt thanks to your local Ford dealer. Let's make it loud. Get loud, friends. Louder, louder, louder. Scream, stamp, Do what you can to get a shirt. Well done, Spirit fans. We love hearing the noise. We couldn't do it without any of you, and we couldn't do it without the incredible support of your local Ford dealer. Proudly supporting local basketball. Let's keep it loud.
Quarter time in Ballarat, Friday night hoops in the WNBL. And it is the Bendigo Spirit who lead by 5 at the end of one. It's been the Mackenzie Holmes show on offense for Geelong with 13 points. A balanced approach for the Spirit in this opening term has got them the lead at the end of the first quarter. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry with you. Megan Hustwaite is courtside. Megs, you were listening into Chris Lucas at quarter time.
I was, and he's given the nod to Georgia Woolley, a replacement player for Gemma Potter. She's making her WNBL debut with the start for this second quarter. She's from Brisbane and got the call-up last week, but she played for Ballarat in the NBL one season, not at this venue because of a leaking roof, but at the Minor Dome. In terms of offence, Chris wants to see them to continue to go to Mackenzie Holmes, who has 13 points in the first quarter, and to just space and pace things a little bit more in this second term.
Understandable when she's been so dominant. Thanks, Megan. The question now becomes, what do Bendigo do about the Mackenzie Holmes problem? Izzy Paulais might just cause a bit of a problem of her own at the other end. And clearly, Chris Lucas not particularly pleased with how that played out. He's called an immediate timeout. Bendigo by 7 to start this second term with the opening bucket, 27-20.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to show off what you're wearing to win a voucher to the Meadows.
Beck, you're the player, and the quarter starts, and it's 34 seconds in, the coach calls a timeout. How you feel about that as a player?
I know we're in trouble.
Are you hurrying over that timeout, or are you sort of going via the toilets and the kiosk and
No, well,
getting in the car straight away?
That is happening because Chris would have spoken that about at quarter time, about how they're defending ball ace, or we're plugging middle, not letting her do this. And then they 100% definitely just let her do what she wanted to do. And so he's making a statement that this cannot happen. So they got to turn it around right now because ball ace, she's just having a field day.
Does it work? Put us in the player's mindset. Does it work? Are you determined not to go and make it happen again?
100%. You don't want to do that. You don't want to let your team down, yourself down, your coach down, but you have to take it personal.
This was the opening bucket of that second quarter. Izzy Paulais forcing her way through. Beck Cole, you were saying in the ad break, you need to take the challenge, whatever was delivered at quarter time that Chris Lucas didn't like, that led him to the timeout. You need to come and take that personally now.
You do. I know for me, if a player scored on me, I took it personal every single time. I don't want you to get past me. And so next time you're getting a body check or I'm fouling you to make sure that you know I'm here.
I like it. Feisty Beck Cole.
Feisty Cole.
I'm here for that. Minute gone in this second term. Bendigo up by 7. They good on the offensive end for Geelong. Bendigo shooting 65% from the field. They're 11 of 17 to start this one. 3 of 6 from outside. Geelong 1 of 3. Haven't got too many three-point looks so far. They both shoot plenty of threes, these two teams, as Griffin forces it inside and puts it up straight over Sharp, out to a game-high 9-point lead for the Spirit.
They're just taking advantage of the size mismatches all over the floor. There's literally no one out there that can, you know, Bendigo got the size. So what does Geelong need to do to combat that? Maybe they could look at changing the defense back, maybe slip into a zone, see what that looks like, just to break the rhythm maybe.
McConnell, Werung, Borlase, Griffin and Reese out there for Bendigo on offense. Werung skips it to McConnell. 3-ball is down. 12-point Bendigo lead with the first 7 of the quarter here.
And Damon, I think you're right. You are now at 12 points down. You definitely need to make a change. I think a zone would be good. Make them try hit multiple 3-point shots. Make it harder for them inside the key, because right now what you're doing isn't exactly working and you need to change up.
Sharp put a bit too much juice on that one after the missed Shelley 3. Shyla Heel getting set to check into the game for Chris Lucas. Borlase setting things up for Bendigo. Shelley goes ball denial. In fact, it was Ratuno going ball denial on McConnell. They couldn't swing it to the other side of the floor. It doesn't matter because Borlase gets what she wanted going to the rim and makes it a 14-point game.
Great pass, Kelsey Griffin. Great movement without the ball. I think that was a set play too, Beck. Just stare him down because you want to be in denial, one pass away.
They have gone on an 18-2 run here, Bendigo. Mackenzie Holmes has seen enough. Puts a stop to it with one more to come.
So Holmes is showing right now why she's having an MVP-like season. But if you see there, Kelsey Griffin, she actually came and trapped at the right time. Yes, she fouled, but she did it a possession ago. Right before Mackenzie picks up the ball, Griffin is there. And that is how you do a double team.
15-7. And we are 2 minutes and 43 seconds into the second quarter. Mackenzie Holmes has got 15-7 already.
What is the high of the season?
For her?
For everybody. What is the scoring high?
It's a good question. She had 33 earlier in the season against Adelaide. Of course, Abby Ellis had 31 in that first game. Steph Talbot had 32 for Adelaide against Geelong in that overtime game recently. As that one's deflected out of play.
I want a 40-piece from somebody before Christmas. And this is a good post move. Unlucky, could have been a foul, but that's what I want to see Kelsey Reeves do more of. Make Mackenzie Holmes, hold her accountable on the defensive end.
Borlase 3-ball off the inbound, no good. Pollard, well done, forced the rebound loose and banked it home. And Chris Lucas has blown up again and has called for another timeout. Couple of coach killers already here in this second term. 36-23. He won't have another chance to speak to his team in this first half. And here's the Amy replay of Nick McConnell making things happen and Bendigo continuing to push that lead out.
And I like the no call. Jazz Shelley tried to take a charge, but it's just like, you know what? This is big girl basketball. Just got to be able to get there and hold your ground.
And Abby Werung, she could have shot that as well from the corner. She's a lights-out three-point shooter, but she gave up a good shot for a great shot for McConnell on the wing. So it's just very unselfish basketball that the Spirit are playing right now, and it's proving with 7 team assists so far.
So 36-23, Bendigo with a 13-point lead, but Mackenzie Holmes has got 16-7 in no time whatsoever. It was always going to be a challenge to defend her for Bendigo tonight. We spoke to Kennedy Kerryama about that pre-game.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, Mackenzie's a really good player and she's having a great season. And, you know, I think for us, we're not going to, I mean, no team's going to stop her from scoring. I mean, that's the reality, but just making that job a little more difficult for her and making her catches a little more difficult and making sure she doesn't see as much space on the floor will certainly be a challenge. And, you know, look, we'll put some things in place tonight that will give us a better chance of potentially keeping her off the realms of the 30. But, yeah, we'll be doing it, but she's a great player.
I need to put some more things in place, Kennedy, just quietly. She's got 16 in 13 minutes of basketball.
Like a trap door or some quicksand or something.
It's very much on place. See if they can get the roof to start leaking again or something. As that one's out of play, Meg McConnell forcing the turnover, and she is hyped about that. That will not please Chris Lucas as we take another look at it.
And that's great defense as a point guard. Their scout is obviously getting over the pick and roll with Shyla Hill. She made her hips skinny, as coaches always say. She got over that screen and forced that into an offensive foul. But I love that matchup of Hill and McConnell. They've both had stints, both of Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA, so they've had a little taste of what it's all about. So great matchup for tonight.
Both continuing to grow their game. Pollard 3-ball. That one's well wide. Well done from McConnell again. Great hustle. Throws it into the legs of Ratuno and keeps it with Bendigo. The heads-up play here of the long rebounds. That's great stuff. That'll please Kennedy Kiriyama. Another head-scratcher for Chris Lucas. Megan Hustwaite's courtside, and you were listening to both coaches at that last timeout, Megs.
Yeah, I was, and it was a passionate Chris Lucas who started his timeout talking about the lack of discipline from his players. He pleaded with them to finish their plays. In Bendigo, it was about finding that extra pass. In the previous timeout, Meg McConnell scored a 3, but it was the extra pass from Abby Werung who drives to the basket, and they're happy with how they're getting those extra passes and doing the team thing so far.
Thank you, Megan. Some of their ball movement has looked really good tonight. A spirit at different times.
Damon, we see that Holmes has 16 points of Geelong Venom's 23. Who would you like to see step up right now? Obviously, you still need to get Holmes the ball, but who do we need to get going?
Shyla Hill. Shyla Hill came into this game averaging 16 points a game, and we all know her work. So I'd like to see her be more aggressive, but if you put her in the ball screen all the time, the defense is, this is just, they are grown women. And then there's her. Then there's Isabel Borlase. Yeah, but like sometimes it's hard when you're the point guard, you shot and you can score, but if you run a ball screen, the defense is going to probably take the ball out of your hands, and that means you're not going to get this shot. So I would like to almost see him run Shyla off of some actions. Let Shyla come off a pin down or some type of staggered double action so she can get her 3-ball going.
Game high 15-point lead for Bendigo. Reese now backing in. Oh, baby hook from Kelsey Reese with the left. Doesn't fall. Holmes has got 16. Borlase 12 at the other end. McConnell's also in double figures for Bendigo. Reese has got 5 rebounds. Holmes has got 8 to go with her 16. Another rebound there as Kelsey Reese scurries after that. Bendigo have won every matchup between these two teams. 4-0, all 3 last season, the one earlier this season. And they're doing it nicely here in Ballarat to kick off round 8 in the WNBL. Werung into the little dribble pull-up, no good. As Megan told you pre-game, the local product from Kooinji Bora, just near Dalesford, not too far away from Ballarat. Beautiful Central Highland Springs part of the world.
And I feel like Reese has come out in this second quarter and sort of settled into the game. She's made Mackenzie Holmes' last 2 catches tough. She's got deflections. And at the other end of the floor, she's not backing down. She's confident. I think we've really seen a change from the first quarter to the second quarter, and she's been very impactful.
Now no Holmes on the floor for Geelong, so the challenge only gets greater as Heel drives to the basket. She's been getting to the free throw line with regularity in her 2 games. 19 free throw attempts in her 2 games, and I'm not going to tell you.
Say no more.
I'm not going to tell you how many she's hit.
Say no more.
I'm just going to leave it until she goes to the free throw line, and I will inform you of her percentage after this trip, Dane.
All righty.
If that's okay with you, my good man. So 38-23, of course, Christmas coming up. You can gift the WNBL passion to someone in your family with the great WNBL merch range. Scan the QR code to shop the range and you can rep the W this season. Of course, new logo, new look, new era for the WNBL this season. Merch range looks great. 2 free throws dropped for Shyla Hill, so she is now 21 of 21 on the campaign. Thank you very much.
I want to know the record now. Somebody message JP.
Can you ask a question that record. We can find the answer to, please?
Most consecutive free throws made in the WNBL.
Good defense there. Arlen into the game now along with Woolley, so the 2 replacement players out there for Geelong. Clinch, Hoykard, Heel and Shelley also out there for the Venom. They forced the giveaway from Izzy Borlase. 38-25, Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry and Megan Hustwaite with you. As Alex Sharp just tosses that one into the abyss, and now Izzy Borlase comes back the other way, can't connect.
We have a very knowledgeable Megan Huswaite, so I think, Damon, you could ask her, because that girl knows everything about the WNBL.
And if she don't know, she'll find out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Highly resourceful. On the sideline is Megs. We know that much. 38-25. Shelley. Arlen looking for her first points in Geelong colours. Ball ace just steps through the defence. Micah Simpson out there now, of course, she plies her trade in NBL 1 level with the Miners. Nice takeaway from Sharp, and look at the breakaway speed. Timeout, Bendigo, off the fast break bucket from Alex Sharp. Geelong eat into this lead ever so slightly. Bring it back to 11 with 3 minutes remaining in this second term.
And Geelong are so good on offensive transition. They're great on the fast break, but they haven't been able to get consecutive stops in order for them to get plays like that Sharp was able to do from that steal and coast-to-coast layup. So I think if Geelong can get a few stops as they come out of this timeout, I'd like to say 3 stops in a row. Get your running game going, less dribble, more passes up the floor. They'll be able to chip away, and you want to keep it a single-digit lead for going into the second half.
So Bendigo lead by 11. Izzy Borlase has got 12 points in the game. We spoke about the battle of the MVP contenders before the game, Holmes and Borlase. We heard how Kennedy Kerryama was planning to stop Mackenzie Holmes. Let's hear how Geelong and Caleb Slater, their assistant coach, were planning to stop Izzy Borlase.
Yeah, it'll be a team effort. Like, we all know that she's their focal point of their offense, so we'll try and guard her as a unit rather than one-on-one, and because I believe she's you can't stop her one-on-one. Her strength, her ability to get on the rim, so we'll try and guard her as a team and do our best, and hopefully that'll help us get a win.
Borlase has got 12, but McConnell's got 10. Griffin's got 9. Bendigo shooting 55% from the field and 4 of 10 from outside, so they've been good. At the other end, Geelong are 1 of 7 from outside so far in the game. Kind of percentage is not going to get it done. Another turnover from Bendigo here. That's becoming an issue here in this second term. Arlen for 3, left it short. Rebound will fall to Griffin.
And right now, got a young backcourt out there on the floor. Charlotte Hill caused a defensive turnover just the possession before. Didn't result in a bucket. But you want to make sure if you're Kennedy Kerryama that you finish off this second quarter. These last couple of minutes are huge.
They swing the rock again, Bendigo. 4 on the shot clock now. Simpson going to work, poked loose by Arlen, and needed out of play.
Yeah, that's back-to-back turnovers for young Simpson. Unfortunate for her, but that's why he came right back with Megan McConnell. This is just good hands. Good hands on D.
Ashley Arlen, who's played a lot of NBL 1 ball up in the north, played a college ball at Iowa State, Iowa native. Gets her opportunity here in the WNBL. There's no Gemma Potter, no Elisa Pearley for Geelong. Heel with the heave. No good. Foul underneath. There was a bit of jersey tugging going on there, and Liv Pollard looks somewhat disapprovingly across to the referee as she's called for her 3rd.
Yeah, she just gave up inside position to a veteran, to a cagey veteran, just worked her way inside. And now she got to spend the next 2 minutes in halftime thinking about it all.
It wasn't a pleasant look from Liv Pollard, but that's okay. Frustrated with the situation she finds herself in. Arlen puts another one up. Certainly not shy coming into this Geelong team. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Bendigo by 11.
Okay.
Griffin just doing what KG does.
Kelsey Griffin is just getting warmed up for this season of WNBL. Tolo's out now with her baby on the way. She knows she has to step up. I'm nervous now. Griffin has got going this last week, and I love to see it.
Scary prospect when KG gets going. Generally saves her best for around February or March. Now another takeaway for Bendigo. McConnell snakes up the floor. Tosses it inside. Reese got the height matchup. Crafty move, not the first time. Gets it the second. Kelsey Reese will go to the line to add the extra.
I love it. Kelsey Reese demanding the ball in the post. Makes a good post move, just missed it, stayed in the play. finishes it and loves her work. This is a whole nother weapon that Bendigo Spirit now have when you got Borlase on the perimeter and inside, KG's all-around effectiveness. Now you add this. They're complete in the front court.
196 centimetres, Kelsey Reese misses that one, but back out to that 15-point margin. So for all the good work Geelong had done in slowing Bendigo down and getting a bit of scoring going themselves, they're back where they were a few minutes ago at that 15-point margin, and it might get away from them here. Griffin causes the turnover. Booth back the other way. Can't finish. Almost dribbled away by Brett. McConnell's up and in on heel near midcourt. They just start to ramp the pressure up to end this first half to the Spirit. Shelley across the lane. Heel thought about it from well outside. Clinch Hoykard. Her kind of range. 3 balls offline, and they'll turn the shot clock off for the last possession of the first half.
Flatten it out. Let's not get cute.
Bendigo led by 5 at quarter time. They scored the first 9 points of this second term to lead by 14. They led by 15 at 38-23. That's their margin now as Borlase kicks it out. Reese for 3. Got it! Kelsey Reese beats the half-time buzzer. And Bendigo go into the main break up by a game-high 18. The Spirit are pumped, Kennedy Kerryama's pumped, and Kelsey Reese is as well. 45-27 at half-time. Kelsey Reese making a real impact. She's into double figures, so is Griffin, so is Borlase, so is McConnell. And while Geelong have been so reliant on Mackenzie Holmes, it's the even spread of Bendigo that is getting it done at the moment. Bendigo by 18. Let's get down to Megan Hustwaite.
Well, Kelsey Reese, you just said to me that was fun, and I think the smile on your face says it all. How are you feeling out there?
Yeah, really good. My teammates have really got around me. I think in the first quarter, obviously Mackenzie Holmes, great player, was doing really well, and KG just kept giving me the confidence, giving me tips on how to do better in that second quarter. I think it came together a lot more for us.
How much confidence do you have playing with someone like Kelsey Griffin, an absolute legend of this league, but particularly in such an important matchup? Holmes is playing a lone hand for Geelong, so does she give you that self-belief out there?
Oh, 100%. She's awesome. Obviously, she's been doing it for a lot of years. Great player and one of the best players in this league, if not the best forward for a long time. So, yeah, just to have her every day at practice, every day on the court, and to know, like, if something goes wrong or if I have questions, she knows the answer 100% of the time.
We might be seeing the next great Kelsey Reese. We're loving your work. We love the smile on your face. Get in there. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you so much, Chris Root.
That's a great shout, Megs. If you're in doubt, just recruit a Kelsey. Bendigo by 18 points at the half. 45-27 off that from Kelsey Reese. More soon.
steps that go great with the ranges below. Yeah, they should last.
Police are out day and night to keep our roads safe. So if you think you can drive over the speed limit, think again. Speeding drivers face large fines and demerit points. Speeding, chances are you will be caught. Anywhere, anytime, anyone.
Right now, we're upgrading a number of local power across our network to power your home. Work that's essential as coffee is to busy mornings. Powerful, essential as.
Boulays goes for it again. McConnell, Boulays, she is unstoppable!
I'm super excited for this, I guess, new beginning for me. I really loved my time in Adelaide, but it's nice to have a bit of a change, new coach, new team, and I'm really enjoying Bendigo.
There's Boulays, finds a path through.
One of my strengths is my physicality, and I think that's always been with me, and I think now it's about getting a bit of an engine to keep going for long periods of the game. So it's been, yes, a very quick rise from being a junior into the seniors, and I guess I've had some great accomplishments so far, but there's still more I want to do, and I think there's a lot to learn and grow.
Griffin, how about the pass to Izzy Boulays as she had the finish off the left?
Well, if she's not the leading MVP contender this season, she is mighty close, and she's doing a fine job as Izzy Boulays here at halftime. Bendigo by 18 points. She's got 12 of them. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Damon Lowry with your Friday night hoops. Here are our match stats, and some of those shooting numbers, Beck, for Geelong are not pretty reading.
They aren't. A big difference is the three-point percentage. 1 from 10 for Venom. We know they can get going, but 10%, that's not going to help them win this game. When you compare Bendigo, 45%. Phenomenal shooting.
Yep, they've been selective and highly efficient so far, have the Bendigo Spirit, and dominant in most facets of the game. Had that lead out to 15 on a couple of occasions. It was Mackenzie Holmes early who really paced Geelong and had them right in this ball game up to their necks. But once Bendigo, Damon, started to find a few different scoring options, that's when they started to stretch it out.
Yeah, Geelong just doesn't have right now in that first half enough scoring, balanced scoring. So everything is Mackenzie Holmes. No other score in double figures. So once Bendigo made a slight adjustment on how they're guarding her, everything kind of dried up a little bit. I would like to see Mackenzie Holmes channel her inner selfishness and she got to be really aggressive. Only 11 shots. She's 6 of 11. I think she needs like a 22-shot type of game to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, she's been immense so far, but it's just carrying so much of that load. Kelsey Griffin's been great. She's got 11. Meg McConnell's got 10 in the game. They've got 4 scorers in double figures, Beck, Bendigo at halftime, which is really impressive.
And it shows they've 8 assists at the half. They're giving up good shots for great shots. You can tell they're just really getting around each other. And we see here what a key matchup.
Yep, 2 absolute stars. Of course, Kelsey Griffin with the 11 points. She's got 6 rebounds, 4 steals. So again, another Friday night where KG's just out pinching things left, right and centre. 16 and 8 for Mackenzie Holmes so far in the game. Our player profiles thanks to Blackmores. So that's a little bit of a taste of what we've had in the first half, and we've had plenty of good stuff from Izzy Boulays, as we have had all season, to be fair. She is putting together a wonderful campaign, and she's making it look pretty easy out there at the moment, Damon.
Special. No other way to describe this young lady. She is just a special talent. We're so lucky to have her in the league. Hopefully she's probably not going to be here much longer, but we got to enjoy her while she's here. She can do everything, like we said before, on the offensive end, in transition. She plays bully ball. She knocks down threes. There's no flaw in her offensive game. I said it before, I'll say it again. So, yeah, we just got to enjoy her while she's here.
And the physicality and the athleticism is evident, but when she slows things down, Beck, it's really, really impressive.
She sure is. She has that slow step where she just decelerates, which she makes looks easy. It is really hard, but it shows how much she's getting into the paint, and that's her physicality. That is her bully ball we've spoken about. And then you heard her say, I need an engine. And she told me earlier she had been doing so much cardio in the pre-season before she got to Bendigo because she wants to do what she's doing for 40 minutes, and boy, has that paid off.
It's an impressive-looking shot chart, thanks to our good friends at Ford, of course. No three-pointers for Izzy Borlase, but hasn't needed them so far in the games. The other side of it, of course, is Mackenzie Holmes. So the 16 points for Geelong so far in the game. 16 of their 27. She needs some help because she probably can't put this team on her back and score 50 here in this second half, Damon. So it's about how does she get the best out of herself and how does she get a couple of teammates to come with her.
You know, and we've caught a few of Mackenzie Holmes' games now, and I feel like, I don't know her personally, but she does not have that real alpha gene that's going to say, you know what, I'm so hot right now, I'm going to take the next 3 shots. She's still playing good team basketball. She does not take bad shots. She gets her teammates involved. But in this particular game, with the margin the way it is, she's going to have to be more aggressive than she normally probably would like to.
And again, she's another player who looks like she's got all the time in the world when she does have the basketball, especially down in that low block situation. So that is very, very intriguing to see what she can do. Of course, this is the first game of a double header this evening. Later tonight, Southside and Perth. In the nightcap, Perth and Southside played a close game a couple of nights ago. So 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Of course, 6:30 if you're in the West watching. Izzy Bourne's been in great form, as have the Perth Lynx of recent times. Hunt Shoe's going to be a big draw card tonight. That is still to come after the second half in Ballarat.
The Spirit Week, you win a free cheeseburger thanks to Macca's. Just take your ticket to the Macca's March Bakery Hill Plan, Ballarat Skirt Street, Delaco, Lucas, Bass, or Wendouree stores tonight after the match to claim your cheeseburger. Terms and conditions apply. Be sure to cheer loud to get our Spirit over the line tonight. Our proud car rental partner Sixt is offering all Spirit fans 15% off their next car rental. Grab your phones out now and hit the QR code on the big screen to save. Drive the spirit of the game. Rent for Sixt today. Chemist Warehouse is proud to partner with the Bendigo Spirit, supporting women's basketball and empowering athletes to perform at their best, on and off the court. The Greater Bendigo City Council is a proud partner of Bendigo Spirit. Now, Spirit fans, there are so many local legends in the Ballarat and Bendigo community. We're on the hunt to find those special people in the community who goes above and beyond in our community. Scan the QR code on the big screen now to vote for your community person of the year, thanks to Rd8. Our winner will be celebrated at our end of year's awards night and will receive all the recognition they deserve, including a trophy and a signed Spirit jersey. Get your phones out now and vote for your local legend. All thanks to Red Energy.
Time in Ballarat. It is Bendigo who lead the Geelong Venom by 45-27 at the half. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Damon Lowry with you. Of course, a couple of new faces for Geelong tonight. They've had a couple of injuries throughout the course of the season. We know Alyssa Pearley is still on the sidelines. It should be good enough to catch up with her own Megan Hustwaite. Megan.
Geez, we cannot wait to see you out there, Alyssa Pearley. Geelong will be just champing at the bit to have you back. What's the expected date of return from ankle surgery?
It's honestly based off how I feel, but hopefully by the end of this month.
You excited to play with Mackenzie Holmes?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to just play, honestly. It's been a while.
And finally, I heard you tried a Vegemite scroll before the game and it's left quite the bitter taste in your mouth. You didn't like that?
No, I'm not a big fan of Vegemite.
We are a big fan of you. We can't wait to see you back on the court. We'll let you get to the bench to continue your cheerleading duties and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Listen, Megan. Sorry, JP. Listen, they got me with that Vegemite stuff too.
Yeah, note to all the bakeries between Bendigo and Ballarat and Geelong. No, don't be offering Alyssa Pearley anything with Vegemite.
Mackenzie Holmes, she loved her Vegemite scroll when she had her first one here in Oz.
Okay.
And she had a 20-point game. So I'm thinking you need all the Vegemite that you can.
Wow, you got to be born and raised on that stuff.
It is true. It's such an Australian thing.
Acquired taste is an understatement with Vegemite. There is no doubt about that. 45-27 as we get set for the second half here. And yeah, we know Alyssa Pearley with her WNBA experience is going to be a big part of this Geelong team when they are able to get up and going. And they need a little bit of help at the moment. Mackenzie Holmes especially. She's got 16. Sharp's got 5, Shelley's got 4, Heal's got 2. They are the scorers for Geelong in this game. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, as they get going to start the second half. The Bendigo Spirit just continue to stretch their legs.
And as a coach, how happy are you when your team comes out in the second half and executes the first play?
20-point lead. Sharp misses the 3. Matuno able to recycle it. Shelley misses the 3. Sharp pulls that one down. And a foul on the play. And hopefully, for Bendigo's sake, wasn't on Liv Pollard, because that would be her 4th to start this second half. Nice little reverse finish from McConnell. Wasn't a foul called on Pollard, so McConnell, Pollard wearing ball ace and Griffin out there. Ratuno, Shelley, Sharp, Hill and Holmes. So this is the 5 starters for both teams as Mackenzie Holmes just continues to rack them up. 18 in the game.
Smart job by Lily Ratuno. Seated. Kelsey Reese is playing in a drop coverage on that ball screen.
Oh, beautiful feed from ball ace to Griffin, who pleads with the referees for the call.
And I don't think I've seen Kelsey Griffin get as easy a shot out of a pick and roll in a hot minute. Again, just the execution from the Spirit is phenomenal at the moment, and Venom need to find a way to stop it.
Shelley, no good.
And that's good offense. Jazz 3-ball has just betrayed her, but there's no excuse for that now. I know nobody's trying to miss shots, but you got to get back on defense. You miss a 3 and then you give up an easy layup to Olivia Pollard. That's not good enough.
They've got no excuses as well, Geelong. They haven't played in 9 days. They only scored 7 points in that second quarter. Offense just absolutely fell in a hole, apart from the one-woman showcase that is Mackenzie Holmes. Ratuno now to the left hand. That's a tough move.
That was a nice move. Drove into the key with her right, sneaky little crossover, and finish with the left. That's a great move.
He's put together a really good season. Lily Ratuno. Griffin now going baseline, swatted by Sharp.
And Sharp has been a person who's just been super consistent for the Venom. As we see, she stays with it, gets that block, but she's doing it in all departments. Rebounds, points, and assists. As we see Liv Pollard with the up fake into the 3-ball. It looks good when a lefty does it, doesn't it, Damon?
Yeah, it does. That a stroke.
How long till Chris calls the timeout?
I'm surprised he hasn't called one already. Alex Sharp tried to run off the three-point line. Liv said, I'm staying right here.
I thought it was coming then. Absolutely, as Shelley gets a little runner to go. It's right in her wheelhouse. Cuts back into that 23-point margin here at Selkirk Stadium.
Come on. Like, this is just, come on.
Ball ace just bullying her way through. Pulls it down again. Almost another offensive rebound for Izzy Ball ace. There's a foul on the players. Holmes is able to pull it in. Izzy perhaps not all that happy with the treatment.
I mean, Lily Rattano, she's tried. As we look at the Amy replay right here, this is Liv. Alex Sharp goes flying by. Liv just goes, this is target practice.
Got him.
Shot 43% in her first year of college ball on a huge amount of attempts, so she can really let it fly. Here's Shelley in the corner who can do the same, we know that. From one Nebraska alum to another as Griffin pulls down the rebounds. Werung loses it at midcourt. Good defense from the Venom. Heel to Shelley, who runs into ball ace at a rate of knots. Ball goes flying, so does Jazz Shelley.
And again, we just see Alex Sharp putting her body on the line. And that is just a strong woman from ball ace there, but a great job from Jazz Shelley to get to the rack. She just needs to see one go down to get that outside shot falling.
Holmes underneath, just short-armed it on the attempt. There's a foul on the loose ball. And it's going to go back with Bendigo. 3 fouls for Ball Ace, 3 fouls for Pollard in the game. Geelong with no particular foul trouble, but a lot of scoreboard trouble. Down by 21, 6.5 remaining here in the third term. Friday night hoops in Ballarat. Beautiful regional Victoria.
Good extra.
Pollard, McConnell, 3-ball, no. Shelley back the other way, loses the handle. Can Holmes clean it up? Whips it straight back to Griffin. That'll be chalked up as another steal for Griffin, so I think that's 5 in the game. She has been profligate in that part of the game tonight. Here's Ball Ace with the turnaround. Nestles it home beautifully. And it was never going to take long before Chris Lucas said, come over here, girls, and let's have a chat. 56-33. Bendigo lead by 23 points.
We've got our sim that can. Grab anything you can. Hold it aloft.
5:45 remaining in this third period. And I think the over-under was definitely set at somewhere around 4 minutes.
Yeah, he had to. Jazz Shelley actually put up more of a physical resistance that time, but it just didn't matter because his Borlase is just twice as strong. Got into her turnaround jumper, nice soft touch, got it to go. Beck, are you waiting? I'm still waiting to see a defensive change.
So am I, Damon, and I think that was good defense by Jazz Shelley. It was just better offense, and like you said, she's just showing that she's too strong right now for the Venom's guard. So the Venom just need to change it up. Full court press, back into a zone. Start the pressure high, then clog the paint. Just give something, the Spirit, a different look. Give them a different option. Don't let them just go to their first option, because right now, it's too easy.
56-33, and it has been like child's play for Bendigo after the early stages of the opening frame. This veteran team with so much experience in big games is just doing as they please. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry with you. Megan Hustwaite, you were listening to Chris Lucas.
I sure was, and it was the experience and teaching of Chris Lucas that shone through. Joel, you just spoke about Bendigo's experience, but Geelong's so inexperienced. 2 players getting court time today for the first time in this league, and we know Chris notched up 400 games earlier this season. He's done all the teaching across the league, and he continues to do that in these timeouts with his young group.
Yeah, it's a good point, well made. Of course, they're a new franchise, but there's a lot of new faces, both in terms of them in the league and then just playing together and trying to build chemistry. It's a tough assignment that they've got at the moment. Geelong down by 21. 56-35 as we tick past halfway gone here in this third period. And the shooting numbers are rough tonight for the Venom. 30% from the field. They are 1 of 12 from three-point land. Bendigo 6 of 14 from that part of the court. 24 of 46 overall for 52% as Shelley gets tangled up with Werung and Reese. And they're just enjoying.
Is anybody having more, I was going to say, is anybody having more fun playing basketball than Kelsey Reeves right now?
Well, she told Megan at halftime that things were fun, and you can see it the way that she's going about her business now. A big smile after that with Abby Werung. First season in the WNBL for the 23-year-old Kelsey Reese from very good basketball lineage in Adelaide. Shelley flying out of play, as she so often does, is called, well, a foul is called upon her.
Now, Beck, Geelong's best offense is a ball screen that involves Mackenzie Holmes, right? But do you want to run it in the first 5 seconds of the shot clock? I like to see him get the ball through hands, get some more movement, and let it come back to that ball screen with Mackenzie Holmes, because the defense is already set for it.
And they still do have time on their side. It's not like there's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter where you need to get quick shots up. But right
just
now,
out on
like you
Holmes
said,
where there's a chance.
you need to switch sides of the floor and make the defense have to shift. And then you can attack the mismatches. But again, get ball through hands. Right now, they only have 6 assists.
Both teams have only had 5 scorers in the game so far, which is a bit of an oddity. Pollard to the corner. 3 ball from Georgia Booth will fall. Continue to get players to step up and make plays to the Bendigo Spirit. Sharp thought about it, tosses it inside. Holmes back to Sharp. Almost flicked it with the backhand at the rim. 5 now for Heel. Sharp in the corner. No good. Strong rebounding work from Ratuno. Possession will stay alive for Geelong. They're the housemates in Ratuno and Holmes. And Meg McConnell with the up and in defence. And the hype in the aftermath as she forces another Geelong turnover.
Beck, check this replay right here. Look at Mackenzie Coycart right now. So the ball's in the post. Is she helping anybody right now? That is her responsibility. Am I wrong in saying that? Because now Megan McConnell gets a wide open 3 ball. You think you're helping, but you're kind of in no man's land. What do you think?
You have to make a decision. You go or you stay. And I know we've all been there, dancing on the line and then coach yelling at us to go one way or the other. But right now, the threat is home, so you've got to make a decision.
Another turnover for Bendigo, 7 in the game for the Spirit, 9 in the game for Geelong.
And that's what I mean about the early ball screen. Yes, that's a shot that Charlotte could easily make. Is Megan McConnell, was that Georgia Booth? Sorry, Megan gets herself to the, draws a foul. That's a shot that Charlotte can make, but it happened in the first 5 seconds. So now you almost have to make it because you're back on defense now.
Don't think you'd be the first nor the last to make the Booth-McConnell mistake. The two have struck up a pretty strong friendship with McConnell's first season in the WNBL. Big shoes from Georgia Booth are a bit of the giveaway. As Booth inbounds it to McConnell there. And she will step to the line. A little bit slow to get going, as many import guards have been over the course of time in this league, but McConnell's really found her feet. Strong point of attack defender. Now the scoring is really starting to flow for her. Up to 12 points on the night. She's got a couple of free throws to come here at 59-37. The WNBL app is the best way to stay across everything WNBL across the course of this season. Video content, you can grab live scores there, player profiles and much more. Scan the QR code on screen or head to your app store to download the WNBL app and stay closer than ever to the action in WNBL 26.
And I think what's been good for McConnell as well is that you see the likes of Ball Ace and Werrong actually bringing up the ball. And then it gives a bit of freedom for McConnell to come off ball screens and not always being off the dribble, bringing the ball up the floor. So I have found that's another way she's been able to get easy points.
Ball Ace had that blocked by Sharp. Ashley Arlen back out there, and again, wasting no time getting a shot up as Rotuno hits that one from the corner.
It didn't hesitate neither. Got a defensive stop, pushed it in transition. Best time to shoot a 3.
Averaging 7 a game. Lily Rotuno, nearly 4 assists so far this season. Of course, had a career night against the Perth Lynx a couple of weeks ago. Booth in the corner again. She's playing some really good minutes for the Spirit this year. And McConnell drags in the offensive rebound. Rebound number 9 for Meg McConnell, who slashes inside. Sharp coming from the weak side to apply a bit of pressure. McConnell was fouled. She will go to the line again.
She's got a nose for the ball, don't she? She just follows the ball. Good anticipation.
Had a double-double with rebounds against Sydney last Friday, I think it was, and again, really pushing for that. So free throws here for Meg McConnell, and we'll check in with Megan Hustwaite.
Well, the chemistry is great on court for Bendigo. It's being established off court with the new team manager, Mariana Tolo. She's just working out where to get the drinks, when to pass the towels. But how about this for a stat? There are 15 combined championships across our team managers in the league. Now, Tolo's got 5, Tracy Beattie at the Caps has got 5, and Marina Wood at Adelaide 4 with the Lightning. So some real championship experience with our team managers in the WNBL.
I like that, Megan. How would you rate Mariana Tolo's sort of hype woman status on the bench as well? She's got a job to do, but you provide a little bit of hype to the team. How's she going in that facet of the game?
Yep, JP, she is leading the way. She's a big hype woman. She's just filling up a drink bottle at the moment. I'm seeing a little bit of spillage, but no judgment. No judgment here.
Still early days. She'll work into her stuff. I like that, Megan. Thank you. What a champion she's been over such a long time in this competition. 250 games neat. And then, of course, multiple championships, multiple Olympic appearances. One of the best players to watch. If you're a purist over such a long period of time, one of the best players to watch in our competition, Mariana Tolo. As Simpson tosses it inside to Tolo's running mate, Kelsey Griffin, who gets the easiest of layups to fall.
It's just pretty basketball, Damon.
Izzy Borley is trapped in that corner, makes a hockey assist.
The offense isn't necessarily the strength of the Spirit. The defense is where their bread's been buttered so far this season as Holmes gets the turnaround to go. She's got 20 of 42, so she continues to get it done. 20 and 12 for Mackenzie Holmes, which is right on her averages throughout the course of the season. A few points shy, but that's okay. Booth from outside, bang!
And Booth just brings energy onto the floor. When she's subbed on, she brings aggressive physical defense, and we know that she can shoot the lights off, and she does it with confidence. But Lily Rotuno, she is just really getting going in this third quarter, and maybe she is the one to help Holmes, because Holmes currently has pretty much half of their score.
Yep. Indeed, she does, Beck Cole, alongside Damon Lowry, her experts this evening. Simpson looking outside. Wild shot from Ball Ace was fouled by Woolley.
In the previous possession, they double-teamed Isabel Borlez on the block because she had Rotuno Gardner, but then they didn't rotate out. So that's how Georgia gets her wide open 3 ball as we look at the Flavor Flav hype woman, team manageress, superstar champion, Mariana Tolo.
You're running out of superlatives there, Damon.
What else I got? That's about it.
Soon to be mum, of course. It's going to be magnificent for her and Dan. Ball Ace at the line. Might need to fill that particular water bottle up, I think, is the idea of that, Mariana. It's interesting as I refer to her first name. I don't think I've ever heard many people call her Mariana. People just call her Tolo. It's sort of ubiquitous that she's just Tolo. And she always has been, so it just feels like a very formal title. Calling her by the full name. 69-44. 10 seconds remaining here for the Venom. Down by a game-high 25 points. Shelley. Oh, touch pass was clever. Rotuno can't hit. They almost made something out of nothing. And the Bendigo Spirit are putting on a dominant show in Ballarat on a Friday night, even without one of their stars, still getting it done. 69-44 with a quarter to go on Friday Night Hoops.
That's right, that was your practice. Close Woody, let's go to the 3-point. Three-point for 250. He's made a 250, ladies and gentlemen. Cost the limit, Ballarat. 250 to Dean Wood. Let's give it up for him. That was our 6th half-court shots. We need you up to refuel our spirit, girls, to finish off this match. We need you to go wild with energy and power up our players. So stand up, let's clap, let's cheer, let's get loud, let's power on our spirit. Thanks to APCO. On your feet, Ballarat. Get the girls over the line. Make it loud. Louder.
It's all the Bendigo Spirit with a quarter to go in Ballarat. 25-point margin they lead the Geelong Venom. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry with you. First of a Friday night doubleheader. Perth and Southside still to come. So a top 4 clash between those two teams a little bit later on this evening. Bendigo out by a game-high 25. Kelsey Griffin makes it a game-high 27 as we start this final term. Let's check in courtside. Megan Hustwaite.
Well, Chris Lucas was very calm as he told his players there was zero communication out there in the third quarter. He's asked them to use their voices. For Bendigo, Micah Simpson started as the point guard in this term, in this final term. And isn't it incredible to think Simpson, Booth and Rees starting for Bendigo from a team that had so much experience in last year's championship. We've spoken so much about Mariana Tolo taking time out of this team, but Casey Samuels is out with a foot injury at the moment. She too is on the bench, and this Bendigo team is effectively 2 players down and playing this well.
Absolutely. Of course, they had the luxury of being so experienced last season. It was a little bit of a different look for them this year, and making the most of it at the moment. Hopefully Casey Samuels can get back while this season's still going, getting around in the moon boot. At this point of the season, 27-point margin for Bendigo. Beat Perth by 29 down in Terrelgan a couple of weeks ago. Battle for the loose ball. Shelley comes up with it. What did Geelong take out of this final quarter in terms of positives, Beck? Because it looks as though, the margin's gone. That's a positive, and more of that would be even more of a positive.
It would be, but Jazz Shelley's come out with some great energy. She's had 2 steals in this first 1.5 minutes. So ball ace is just too good tonight. But Jazz Shelley has been great. Also, as a team, they've been really good on the offensive boards. They've got 11 beating the Bendigo Spirit in that stat category. So they need to make sure they finish off strong and build that momentum in towards their next game.
And Geelong got to find a way. How can they get Charlotte Hill more involved outside of just running ball screens all the time. Yes, Shot is a great ball screen point guard, but she's also a great three-point shooter. And I'm not seeing enough actions featuring her, JP, where she can be isolated or have her defender literally chasing her through screens.
Only the one attempt from outside for Shyla Heal tonight. She's 1 of 8 from the field, make it 2 of 9 as she banks that one home. It has been tough sledding for Geelong this evening from the field. 32%, they've only hit twice from outside. Bendigo 8 of 19 from outside at the other end. Make it 9 of 20 as Liv Pollard strokes another one.
And I agree, Damon. Shyla definitely needs to get more looks with off-ball actions. But I think also a big credit to Bendigo Spirit's defense in pick and rolls and one-on-one. They've made Shyla's life very difficult tonight, and she hasn't really seen a wide-open shot.
It is a terrific defensive basketball team, this Spirit lineup. They're still so good at that end of the floor, and they're pretty good at this end of the floor as well tonight.
She points to her noggin. She's like, that's the vet in me, baby. That ghost action where, look, she goes to screen, she fakes it, she slips 2 points. I love a ghost screen, Damon.
KG, not one for the Sally over the journey, I don't reckon. And just busting a little one out there. So nice to see that she's still adding to the resume here late in the piece.
And she's adding, JP, to the young team's basketball IQ, just having her out there on the floor. She's not out there with a whole bunch of veterans. She's out there with very inexperienced team, and everything that they can soak up off of Kelsey Griffin. It's like she's found another, she's been around that long, but she's found another way that she can really help out this team, and it's teaching the youngins.
Teaching them plenty of nice stuff on the Amy replay like that from Liv Pollard. When I reflect on Kelsey's career, and I've been lucky enough to see a lot of it and a lot of it close up, her leadership style is really interesting. So she is very much an actions leader. You are inspired by her actions. But I think as she's got older, and she studied teaching, I think as she's got older and deeper into her career, her ability to share her knowledge has become more refined. So early on it was, I will do things that you can't believe, and you will be inspired by what I can do. Now she can still do that, right? But she has the ability to really direct and instruct. Not that she didn't before, but she has evolved her leadership style, and she's such a wonderful figurehead for this franchise and has been for a long, long time. Choikard can't get the little scoop to go.
All right, Beck, how long are you leaving Kelsey out there and Izzy Borlée is out there on the floor?
The 5-minute mark.
Actually, my bad. Izzy's already off the floor. Abby Weber was checked in.
Defense from Geelong on that possession as well. Clint Choikard hasn't hit from outside tonight, but the bank's open for MCH.
We know how good Clint Choikard is from beyond the arc. She doesn't need much time at all.
Shooting more than 50% so far this season. KG, he's off there. Was 0 of 4 before that, so 1 of 5 on the evening is Clint Choikard. And even Mackenzie Holmes is turning it over. Bendigo with the numbers advantage. Werung, beautiful execution, and Simpson just had it roll off the rim. To Ballarat Miners WNBL 1 teammates. Shelley, a former player for that particular club. Kennedy Kerryama, a former coach of that particular club, and they get a little bit locked up as Griffin and Shelley get tangled up. KG's got 19 and 11 at one end. Mackenzie Holmes 22 and 13 at the other. Ball Ace with 19 as well for Bendigo.
And Geelong still doesn't have a second scorer in double figures.
And that's been one of the problems that, as Kelsey Reese hits a little face-up jumper, when they look good, Geelong, there's a real spread of scoring, and they are a high-octane team when they look really good. When it doesn't look as good for them, they can get really stuck in the mud. And Bendigo's done this to them twice now.
Do you think, Beck, that overtime loss they had a week ago, any carryover effects? It shouldn't, but
Back-to-back overtime losses.
Yeah, back-to-back. Sometimes it just damages your confidence in thinking, man, it's just been a while since we won. It feels like ages. What do we need to do to win? And losing almost becomes a bit of a habit.
Exactly right. I've had only one season in my life where that had happened. I like to think I did a lot of winning in my in my time, and I'll be back there soon once I'm on court. But sometimes you can get stuck with you just lose an overtime game, then you just lose a game by a few points, and it can start to get in the group. Maybe you lack that confidence, but I think you also have to give the Venom a bit of grace. They lost Gemma Potter, who was their starting three-man, who gave them that size, another defensive key piece. You then add in Shyla Hill. They're still finding their groove and their new rhythm now. So that still takes a few games, but they definitely need more scoreboard pressure from not just Mackenzie Holmes.
Nice little face up there from Arlen. First WNBL appearance for the Venom tonight as one of their replacement players. And yeah, to your point, Beck, I mean, you give them grace to sort of get their feet under them, and then there's 30 points. And that's a little bit more than grace. It's just, it's been a flat-out disappointing performance from Geelong tonight. And I think we've seen that in the way that Chris Lucas has managed his timeouts. Like, there is evident disappointment in the way that he has called timeouts. It's been pretty clear that this is how they have applied themselves tonight is far from how they drew it up. As we know, when they get going, they can still be a real force, foul down low.
And as a group, and like we've all been on the wrong side of some big losses, but you still want to have a standard. You go, you know what? We're not losing by 50. We're not, you know, you have to have something. And they got to fight this game out. Down 29 with 4.5 to go. They got to say, we're not getting blown out by 40.
And they have done that for the most part this season. They only have one double-figure loss as Arlen misses the three ball. So they lost to Townsville by 25. So they've done a good job of that. Megan Hustway.
Mackenzie Holmes has subbed out of the game with her 6th double-double of the season, and just confirmation, her 33 points against Adelaide in round 2, the highest individual score so far of the season. But gee whiz, what a massive game on Saturday in Geelong, the Venom hosting the Caps, and it would be an understatement to say it is a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, they'll be potentially 3-7 heading into that one, will the Venom. It was billed, of course, as the battle of the two MVP contenders. We've got a timeout, 82-53, 4:06 remaining here in this one. Does a game like this, when you get the 1 and 2 in the MVP battle going head-to-head, I wonder whether it changes things for people out there who are trying to size that battle up in this WNBL season. Of course, Hoops Fest coming up in January. What a celebration of everything basketball this is going to be. And you can win the ultimate weekend of basketball as well with the WNBL and Minor Hotels. Scan the QR code to win a package to go to Hoops Fest. Don't miss your shot. Scan to enter now, the 15th to the 18th of January. WNBL action, NBL action, so much to see and do at Hoops Fest. It is going to be all kinds of fun, and the weather will be beautiful in Perth in that time of the year. The beaches are gorgeous, so why wouldn't you head across and follow your team over to Hoops Fest? I think there's 6 games in that round in WNBL action, 4 of them at RAC Arena, so it is a great place to watch basketball, Damon Lowry, and I would imagine, Beck Cole, it's a great place to play basketball as you did last year.
It sure is. It's just a great environment where the WNBL, the NBL can come together. You celebrate the community, the culture, music, fashion, you name it, and get to watch some amazing basketball. So it's pretty awesome that we get to have this in the WNBL.
You're into your kicks. You'd be heading to Sneakerland, wouldn't you?
I sure am. Got to give a little shout out to Foot Locker Times Nike, who I'm with at the moment, who are giving me some pretty dope kicks at the moment.
Not sure I should have asked. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be. We need a little cha-ching, the cash register sound effect for.
Would you have over 15 pair of sneaks?
I have a rule now. If I have a new pair, I have to chuck out another pair or donate it, give it to a family member or a friend, because I live in an apartment. I'm from Melbourne. I don't have enough room.
Need a whole closet for the shoe collection. 29-point lead to Bendigo. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. The Spirit looking to get to 8-2 on the season. Geelong were looking for their 4th win. As Megan said, they've got Canberra later in this weekend. Bendigo play Southside, both of those games on Sunday. As Booth hits the 3-ball and likes the feed as well.
All started by Kelsey Rees. Going down to the post, making that extra pass to the corner. They're still playing the right way, the spirit. This is good basketball. Sometimes you can get a little bit sloppy when you know the game is over with, but they have it.
They're about to bring in the reinforcements as well. Catherine McGregor, Hayley McDowell-White, both about to check into the game. Rees pokes that one loose from Arlen, and I think Meg McConnell might have copped a knock in the eye there.
Yeah, it looks like she's just copped a poke to the eye. We've got some subs down here with McDowell White and McGregor and Micah Simpson coming back into the game. And no more threes, please, Georgia Booth. They have flames here at Selkirk Stadium, and I think my eyebrows nearly just took off with that last three. So I would like to preserve some facial hair. Thank you, Bendigo.
That might be for the games played there during the winter, I think, maybe a little bit more suitable. It is a warm day in Ballarat, as Megan told us earlier. Kelsey Griffin going with the ice vest. Normally you just have to walk outside in that part of the world, to be fair. not that I'm jaded being from the rival region of Victorian City, Damon. Never in a million years. Here's McDowell White from outside.
I used to keep a bottle of water in the back seat of the car after late night games when I came outside and my windscreen's frozen over.
Defrost the windscreen. I knew where that was going. 100%. McDowell White again. Another 3-ball goes begging. Not having any luck, only McDowell White. Kelsey Rees is having a little bit more luck, though.
If you're Coach Kennedy, you have to be, one, so happy with how your whole team has performed today. But two, your bench players who have stepped up, like that girl, Kelsey Rees, Georgia Booth, they have come out and also been just as class as the starters. And that is a great team performance that they've put on the court tonight.
Interestingly, of course, Kelsey Rees, tonight at least, won't be classified as a bench player because of the administration error before the game. Meant that she started, Olivia Pollard didn't. And about 7 seconds in, Olivia Pollard checked into the game. So gets the first start of her WNBL career tonight. Kelsey Rees, by hook or by crook, as Catherine McGregor drives through, and the Queenslander will go to the line. 87-53. It will be Bendigo's biggest win of the season if it stays like this, and comfortably Geelong's biggest loss.
And you know what, too, JP? Beck, there's a new team coming to the league next season. Now, this is going to be
what is
the Tasmanian Jewels. This is going to be an exciting free agent period. Now,
you're telling me.
Now, I'm saying if I'm Ben Riddle, whoever else is pulling the strings over there in Geelong, but Kinsey Holmes, there will be a longish-term contract waiting for you well before the season ends. I know free agency doesn't start until the end of the season, but you can still lock up your own players. Am I correct in saying that? So I don't want anybody come hunting for my Mackenzie Holmes and other various players throughout the league, because Tasmanian Jewels, they're coming, everybody.
Indeed they are. Of course, the launch during the week, very exciting stuff. Alana Smith named as the ambassador. She absolutely tipped the hand with the name the day before. She went and picked up a coffee at a local cafe, which I thought was clever on Instagram. What do you make of the brand unveiling, Beck?
I think it's great that we're adding a new team into the league. It means more amazing Aussie players can get contracts. We want to see this league grow, and I think this is a great step. We've seen what the NBL has done with the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. It's been amazing. I know when I was with the Southside Flyers, we played a few games down there against the Bendigo Spirit, so that community could, really embrace the sport. And the Tasmania Jewels, it's going to be really exciting. And I definitely think a hashtag watch this space.
Nice hit there from Hayley McDowell-White, who gets her first 3 in her WNBL career. Great sporting lineage, McDowell-White, go through basketball and Australian rules. All the kids are handy hoopers.
Are they ever?
That's for sure. Of course, Kobe with the Hawks in NBL 1, and Jess has done some really good work in NBL 1 as well. Will plying his trade over in Germany. Carol's also been there too, and of course, Dad Darryl White played right at the top level for the Brisbane Lions for such a long period of time. Here's Woolley across the lane, gets that to fall. And Georgia Woolley opens her account late in the piece here with the off-balance shot and can go to the line to add one more.
You know, even young players too, like Georgia Woolley, who's looking to start her professional career. I mean, Tasmania is just going to provide a lot of opportunities, like you say, Beck. And we got some girls that's playing overseas, that's in Europe, but I'm sure they're loving the lifestyle, but it's a long season over there. I love to see a lot of those girls coming back home. Hobart's only an hour flight from Melbourne.
When you're starting a new team, you need some experience. You can't just have a bunch of young girls. You need people who've done it before, know what they're doing, know how to win championships.
It's a good shout.
I think it shows what Kelsey Griffin is here with the spirit. You have that combination of youth as well as leadership.
Good point you make, Beck. As time winds down in this one, and the Bendigo Spirit come to Ballarat and absolutely blitz the Geelong Venom 93-58. They've beaten them by a country mile. A 35-point win on the road for Bendigo. And that was a powerful performance tonight from one of the WNBL's top two teams. 93-58 the final score, an even spread of scorers for Bendigo as well. McConnell with 16, Borlase with 19, Griffin with 19. Kelsey Reese gets her first start of her career, plays 27 minutes and has 14 points and 11 rebounds. So first double-double of Kelsey Reese's career. Griffin with the double-double, McConnell almost with a double-double. It was a consummate performance from Bendigo tonight. And again, Mackenzie Holmes, 22 points of 58, no other double-figure scorer, and that is the second time against Bendigo this year. She scored 30 of 55 in the first game they played. She scored 22 of 58 tonight.
Not enough help, like you say. They've got to find a way, and they got enough pieces there, so it's not like they need a brand new team. They just got to find ways to unlock the players that they have there right now. And I feel like they're going to have to do some. Chris Lucas is going to have to go back to the drawing board and start tinkering with the playbook.
Yep, they've won 5 of 5 against the Geelong Venom since they came into the competition, have the Bendigo Spirit. A dominant performance tonight. 93-58 was the final score. Right at the heart of it all, as she so often is, was Kelsey Griffin, who's with Megan Hustwaite.
Well, Kelsey Griffin and the Bendigo Spirit were so hot they've got to wear ice vests in Ballarat, which is a first. But KG, that was magnificent.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our group. You know, we play for each other. We play really hard, and I'm just really proud of how they came out and played today.
Now, Tolo is the expectant mum, but I feel like you're a bit of a proud mother hen because these young girls are your why in a big way, aren't they? Why you have continued to play on, to lead them and help teach them, and I know you get so much joy from watching them develop and shine.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've been fortunate to play as long as I have, and you know, I just want to give them a springboard to have a successful career, and they're obviously very, very talented, and so just give them some guidance and find the joy and find their play for one another, do it the right way, and I'm just really proud of how they're responding.
How's the form of Tolo? She's doing the on-court interview here with Kelsey Reese. I mean, what can't this woman do? Team manager? Now she's doing the interviews?
She's a bit too comfortable for my liking.
What about Kelsey Reese? She had such a big smile on her face when we spoke to her at halftime, and she puts a smile on your doll too.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that translating from college, coming out here. It's a big jump playing in the WNBL, but, you know, she stays after every practice, is continually working on her game. Her and Polly both, you know, they're my young bigs, and so I'm just so proud of them.
In that last quarter, we had Simpson, Booth and Reese starting. You guys are now 8-2. It's unbelievable considering this time last year you had so many experienced players in your starting lineup. So to be sitting so pretty at 8-2 with these young players getting so much experience on the job, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, you know, we've got 4 debutantes. You know, if you count Meg as well, you know, it's her first year being pro and being away from home. And so it's being process orientated. You know, I know it's a bit cliche, but we're not getting too caught up in our record. We're just trying to have continual improvement and play hard, play for each other. And we know that the WNBL is a marathon. We're not winning anything right now. Championships aren't won in December. And so it's staying continued on wanting to get better, wanting to improve, and, you know, survive this patch of double headers here.
Country Roads plays when you guys win, and it played just before, and you've literally been taking the Country Roads because you've been in Traralgon, Ballarat, and then to Melbourne on Sunday. So you've got Southside next. They've got Perth a bit later tonight, but it's another massive game and another massive weekend.
Yeah, I feel like every game's massive, every game's big. The WNBL is really, I feel like it's really tight, because when you look at the margins as well, when we played Geelong last time, it was like a one-possession game. Some of our win against the Caps was a one-possession game, so just not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves and just keep focused on what's up next.
You're the best, KG23, or what do we call you now? KG253?
I don't know. That's not bad.
I can't. Okay.
That's not bad by you.
I'll take that. Any compliment from Kelsey. Thanks for your time. Well done tonight. We'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, Megan. Appreciate it.
That is very solid from Megan Hustwaite, KG253. And why not? I think the way she went about it tonight, 19 and 11 in the end, 4 steals, just activity all over the place. It was a real trademark KG game.
She just really showed her experience. She was doing it down low in the post with her fancy footwork, shooting threes, and then incredible on the defensive end, like you said, with getting those 5 steals. And I love that she had some passion and some grit about her today.
Yep, and she's played with that all of her career as the Alaskan native, ever since she landed in Bendigo all those years ago and was part of a couple of championship teams. And what a wonderful job she has done, and what a wonderful job the Spirit did tonight. Winners by 35, 93-58. So one of the biggest wins, margins of victory that we have seen in this young WNBL season. Townsville have had a 35-point win, a 34-point win, and a 40-point win. This Bendigo's biggest win of the season at 35. Kelsey Griffin spoke about her young bigs in Liv Pollard and Kelsey Reese, and they are both alongside Megan Hustwaite.
I am feeling very short and I've got heels on, but that is the story with the baby bigs from Bendigo, Kelsey Reese. I just love the smile. You just love playing with this team and in the WNBL, don't you?
Oh, definitely. They're so fun, and they build your confidence up. They're also positive and, give you advice when you need it, but also reassure you that, hey, you've got this, you've played basketball before, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you got your first start officially tonight. It was an administration error, but we'll take that.
Hey, we'll take it. I mean, Polly came on, and I mean, she's had such a great couple of games in a row, and it's really inspiring to see just how well she's stepped up for our team, and really huge for us.
Now, the chemistry is not just on the court, Polly, because you guys and Izzy Borlase live together and you're having a grand old time in Bendigo. How is it going? Because, life is fun on and off the court at the Spirit.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, me, Kelsey and Izzy all live together and we have a blast. We've been watching some series together. We're on Stranger Things Season 5. We finally made it. We started from Season 1. But yeah, lots of fun in our household. It's really good.
I was going to ask what you guys get up to these days. I mean, back in my day, we used to make prank calls, but you're watching series and you're putting a Christmas tree up.
Yeah,
but it's great. I mean, this is pro life, isn't it? You're both straight out of college, but what a great way to start your pro career.
100%. I think basketball is such an amazing sport, but it's always about balance too. And we live a life outside of basketball, and yeah, I think we've formed really good connections off the court that make the balance so great. Yeah, we're really invested in each other as people and human beings, and yeah, same in our household. We all love each other, so it's great.
We love that. Now, Kelsey, we know your dad was successful in the NBL, and that's great, but let's talk about your mum, Nicole Guy Reese, because she was a great player in the WNBL too. She was. What kind of advice have they given you throughout your basketball career? Because now you're going on to play in the National League, so is there advice or is it just gentle encouragement?
Definitely some advice. They're good at staying away from things like the coaches are talking about and letting the coaches coach, but their big thing is good or great. So, you have a good game by setting good screens, by being in the right spots, and then you have a great game if the ball comes your way that day. And then their big advice today was stay still on your screens. That's a big one. They don't like to see me moving, and just to go out and have fun. Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask you before we go, coming up tonight, Perth and Southside, it is Han Shu's first game in Perth. Are you excited to play Perth again and come up against her?
Oh, 100%, and I'm so glad we get to play them at their place again. Obviously, we're up there for that big weekend, and it'll be cool. Hopefully, Obviously, she's got a lot of popularity already, I've seen on social media, so if that can bring fans and more eyes to the league, that'll be awesome.
We look forward to Mum and Dad's advice for how you're going to try and guard Rd8, but we're loving the work of both of you. It's great to see you shining, but more so enjoying your time with Bendigo and the WNBL. So well done today.
Thank you.
Liv Pollard and Kelsey Reese with Megan Hustwaite. Great little bit of character from both of them, and they both provided plenty tonight. We know that Pollard's been in great form, and it was Kelsey Reese who stepped into that starting lineup, albeit momentarily, and came to play tonight, Beck. She shot the ball well, double digits rebounds. That's a real breakout performance.
I know, first double-double for Kelsey. Great to see that she's just loving it, really soaking up all the knowledge from Griffin as her leader. But after that first quarter, she settled in. She was in there and she was showing her dominance on the inside the paint as well. She had a couple of threes and I loved it. She was celebrating. I love a double fist pump, so good on her.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as Megan mentioned, first season for both of them. It can be difficult to adjust to the pro game, and both of them are making a really good fist of it. And Liv Pollard, who we saw last Friday night have a real breakout, Damon, has just continued it and looks absolutely brimming with confidence at the moment.
Yeah, the future is so bright for the Spear. We're having young girls like this come out fresh out of college, eager to start their careers, and their mates. They're living together. It's just that whole thing right now. Everything is great right now. They got great veteran leadership in Tolo and Griffin. Good point guard play to really nurture those two girls. It's so far so good.
Nice segue, Damon. They do have good point guard play, and we've got a good point guard alongside Megan Hustwaite in Meg McConnell.
We sure do, and she wants to say hello to some family that are watching in the middle of the night. Where are they watching from, Meg?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hi, Mom and Dad.
How awesome, though. Your brother's obviously playing in the NBA, so it's a busy time for your family keeping across all the games now that you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I mean, they go to Indy. They travel to Indy for the weekend to watch my brother play, and then, you know, they'll be in the car or in the middle of the night, they'll be up watching my game, so it's really special.
Well, I bet they like what they're seeing. You're having a terrific season and just building every game. Is that what it feels like as you familiarise yourself, not only with the team, but the way the league is and played and even refereed here?
Yeah, I feel like each game that keeps going on, I keep getting more and more comfortable each practice. So each rep I can get to continue to get better. You know, our practices are still super hard, and, you know, I feel like I'm getting better each and every game.
There's so much fun and camaraderie between this team. You all get along so well. How does that happen when you're new and there's new pieces come in? Like, how do you just hit it off like a house on fire?
I think it starts with our two leaders in Tolo and KG. I mean, when you have two leaders like that, you're going to be a close-knit group on and off the court, and I just think we play for each other and we have really fun, and I think you can see that when we're playing.
Well, speaking of that, you've got a ready-made best friend here in Georgia Booth. I mean, you guys just clicked.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got to Australia, I feel like we were meant to be friends in every lifetime, and so I'm so grateful for her. She has done so much for me, so has her family, and I'm actually spending Christmas with them, so I'm super excited.
So wholesome. And finally, do you get called Megan a lot here? Because we've spoken about this. Megan is very American, and that's what the imports call me, Megan. But in Australia, it's very Megan, an emphasis on the E. Have you been copying that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone at start called me Megan, so then I was like, we'll just stick with Meg for short.
Yeah, that's always safe. Well done today, enjoying your season so far, and all the best, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
I don't know what to call either of them, to be honest, after the back of that. I reckon just follow the Instagram handle. It's Meg McConnell on Instagram. We'll roll with that for now. She was terrific again tonight. So her last few games, she was really quiet against Adelaide on Sunday, but she had 12 against Perth, 21 against Sydney last Friday, the 4 against Adelaide, the 16 tonight. That scoring groove that she's in at the moment, Damon, is really impressive. And then the other side of her game is her ability to get up and in and on defense and provide some real intensity is impressive.
And what I like about her overall game is she just plays basketball. Like, is she a knockdown shooter? Probably not, but she'll make shots. Is she a flat-out scorer? No, but she'll accumulate points. She'll go get rebounds. She just plays defense. She's just an all-around, rock-solid point guard. I love her game.
And she is tough as nails as well. Bendigo by 35 points. We will wrap it all up on the other side of this. Big win for Bendigo. Friday night hoops in Ballarat. 35 points was the margin of victory, and they did it going away from Geelong as well. A comfortable win for the Spirit, who really stamped their authority from the outset tonight and improved to 8-2 on this young season. They are right at the top of the trio of contenders at the moment, along with the Townsville Fire. Joel Peterson, Damon Lowry, Beck Cole breaking it down in the aftermath for you. There are the numbers, and Beck, 50 rebounds for the Spirit is a lot.
It is a lot, but I think that goes towards Bendigo Spirit's great defence. And unfortunately, Geelong Venom, they're just not shooting the ball very well. 30% from the field tonight.
Yeah, it's the 3 of 25 from downtown. Damon Lowry's not going to get it done all that often.
Not at all. The three of us could probably make 3 threes, but no, it's one of those games. But I just hope that Geelong can just regroup because they got way more talent than that. Sometimes styles make fights. Bendigo poses a whole different kind of a challenge for those guys with that front court that they have. But they need to just regroup, circle the wagons, and come out next game and make amends.
I'm not sure. I reckon you've each got 1 3 in you. I'm not sure I have, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to need you to do some heavy lifting. There's our Bunnings ladder. So Bendigo 8-2, Geelong slide back into the midst of a lot of teams there at 3 and 7. So of course Adelaide are there. Southside and Perth is our next game. That is 3rd and 4th. That is still to come tonight, 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So stick around for that. A little bit later on this evening, these two teams did battle earlier in the season, and it was an absolutely terrific clash out west. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing Hanshu, Izzy Bourne, Kayla George and the Southside Flyers a little bit later on this evening. So that is going to be all kinds of fun in the second leg of our Friday night doubleheader. It kicked off here in Ballarat. And the Bendigo Spirit were just too good on Friday night hoops. 35-point winners over the Geelong Venom. Another game to come tonight. Hope you can stick around after Bendigo get it done in country Victoria. As well tonight. Bendigo and Geelong doing battle on a Friday night in Ballarat to kick off round 8 in the Women's National Basketball League. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole and Damon Lowry here with you after Bendigo go. Friday night hoops in Ballarat saw Bendigo take on Geelong to kick off round 8 in the Women's National Basketball League. Joel Peterson, Beck Cole, Damon Lowry here with you in the aftermath of what turned out to be an absolute evisceration from the Bendigo Spirit. It was close to start, but it was only Mackenzie Holmes that Geelong had in the end, and Bendigo won it going away by 35 points. They had options everywhere. They got double-doubles from the Kelseys in Griffin and Reese. It was a pretty complete performance, Beck Cole.
It really was. The Bendigo Spirit finished with 21 assists. They were just sharing the ball, always moving. We see this woman here, Izzy Ball-Ace, just going to work. She had so many points inside the paint. And then you had the likes of Griffin and the other Kelsey Reese step up. And they were just doing it from inside, outside. Overall, it was pretty basketball.
Yeah, it was. And Damon, it's one of those things where this just seems to be a nightmare matchup for this Geelong team against Bendigo.
Styles make fights. I love to say it. And right now, that front court, there was mismatches galore with Kelsey Reese, Kelsey Griffin, and Isabel Borlée. So Geelong couldn't match up with them, and they got found out on the defensive end, and then the offense really betrayed them with their shooting. So it was a recipe for a beatdown.
Yeah, Liv Pollard continued to shoot the ball really well. In the end, they were 3 of 25 from outside Geelong, so they could not make a three to save themselves for much of the night. Bendigo 11 of 27. They shot the ball at 52%. They pulled down 50 rebounds off Geelong's 49 misses on the evening. The turnover battles were pretty even. Only the 10 assists for Geelong on their 21 made field goal attempts. So there was not a lot that was all that pretty for the Geelong Venom tonight. Another big win for Bendigo over them. There's our full-time match stats. And for the Spirit, it's good reading. For Venom fans, Beck, not so much.
No, unfortunately, it was not their night from the field, shooting only at 30%. But Bendigo Spirit, again, their shot selection was incredible tonight. And it shows they shot the ball over 50%. If you're Coach Kennedy, you cannot ask much more for your team.
Yeah, he would have loved what he saw from his team tonight. It was a big win for the Spirit on Friday night hoops. 35 points. They get it done over Geelong in Ballarat.